Rebels often get excited by the idea of zero and all that it offers, but then that excitement gets deflated at the confusion of what it really is and what problems it solves. BelsheBits here, where I break down the complexity of zero into manageable bits of information. In this bit, we're going to be discussing the ZNS protocol and all of its flexibility. By the end of this video, you'll have a re-energized excitement in order to keep fighting the agents of the forum. ZNS is designed to make things simpler in the world of blockchain and distributed systems. Essentially, it is a language that both computers and humans can understand. It's called a routing protocol because it helps direct information to where it needs to go, kind of like GPS for the internet. Its main job is to hide all the complicated technical stuff that happens behind the scenes of blockchain, making it easier for regular folk like myself to interact with. World domains are like kings of the hill. They sit at the top of the directory. They have their own unique addresses like 0 Wilder or 0 Meow or 0 Alpha or 0 Miami Times, and nothing comes before them. And domains are like branches that break off from each one of these world domains. Domains are created from existing ones like 0wilder.frank or 0wilder.small. Each of these regular domains follow certain rules and can keep branching off to create longer addresses like 0wilder.beast.wapes. This setup makes it easy to organize and manage web addresses in a way that is suitable for all different kinds of needs. Routing is like figuring out how to get to a specific destination, but in this case, it is about finding the right address on the internet. The really cool part about ZNS is that these addresses don't have to lead to just websites. It can lead to other parts of the internet. They can lead to things like smart contracts on blockchain, websites, microservices, even distributed systems like IPFS. It's like having different routes to different destinations, all managed by the owner of each address. ZNS can act like a super secure ID system that is not controlled by a single authority. It lets you define your identity with different characteristics, kind of like adding details to your profile. A characteristic can represent anything that aids in the identification of a specific person or entity, such as a date of birth, physical characteristic, or government-issued ID. Now imagine you want to prove something about yourself to somebody else. That's where attestations come in. They're like having evidence or proof of something from other trusted sources. ZNS accounts work a lot like they do in Ethereum. They use something called public key cryptography for security, which is like having a super long code to prove who you are. When you create an account with ZNS, you start by generating a key pair, a private key and a public key. Think of these as secret codes that allow you to access your account securely. Once you have these keys, you can prove that you own your account by signing messages with your private key using a fancy algorithm called Elliptic Curve Digital Signature Algorithm, ECDSA for short. This ensures that your interactions on ZNS are safe and authentic. When it comes to creating a domain like Zero Freestyle, it requires that you stake some Meow. These tokens are like currency for ZNS. Once you have staked Meow, you get your own special domain, which you can keep, sell, or trade as you please. And if you ever want to get a domain that has staked Meow, you can burn it and get your Meow back minus a small fee. It's honestly like owning your own piece of digital real estate. So once you have a domain like Zero Peaches, you get to decide how that domain is controlled. Private mode, where only you as a domain owner can create new subdomains. It's like having exclusive control over what gets added to your domain. Then there's public mode, where anyone can create new subdomains, depending on how you set it up. This allows for more flexibility, but might involve some form of payment. Payments in ZID give you two options. Direct payment is where people pay you directly to create a subdomain. You get to set the price and the currency in which you accept. The second is staking payment. So instead of direct payment, people can stake tokens to create subdomains. This helps keep the currency circulating while also giving them a stake in the domain's success. This allows ZID to be super flexible for developers to choose what functions best suit their needs. From this video, I believe that there are 3 key bits to remember. Instead of using complicated codes, people can have simple, easy to remember names for their accounts. This makes it less likely to mess up when sending tokens around. It's safer for identity. By using ZID, it's harder for bad actors to do sneaky stuff like hacking or spamming. It adds an extra layer of security to keep things safe. And lastly, it creates more trust. With ZID, developers can create all sorts of neat apps and services that rely on the secure identity system. This means smoother transactions and better experiences for users without worrying about security risks. The last bit of information is about fees. When a world domain is created, a fixed fee of 3.69% is taken and burned, creating a deflationary effect. When people use the Zero Network, they pay fees in whatever currency that the domain holder chose. These fees go to the Meow DAO, which is like a community pool. This helps the DAO gather tokens from different projects on the network, which keeps everyone interested, involved, and working together towards common goals. Well, Rebels, those are my bits about the ZNS protocol, but don't forget that the best bits are the bits found in each one of you.